Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Real Talk About Real Buildings with your host, Matthew Roberts. In today's podcast, we are going to be looking at the unique Flatiron Building in New York City and what makes this building so special and famous. It is a steel frame skyscraper in New York City that was completed in 1902. Still to this day, it's one of the city's oldest surviving skyscrapers. The founder of the Flatiron Building is a guy named George Fuller. The Flatiron Building has a unique triangular shape that was designed by its engineer, Daniel H. Burham, in 1902, which was very ahead of its time. As you could tell, there were no other buildings that looked, remotely close to what this building looks like. So yeah, they were ahead of their time thinking and planning this out. They had to plan it so that it could withstand the extreme wind conditions, for it being a very wide and flat building. So that's another thing engineers had to take into account and pay attention to. And it's been standing for over 100 years. So the engineers did a really good job building something like this. In 1873, he formed a partnership with John Wellborn Root, and this was significant to him because he had groups of architects to work with, and they called themselves the Chicago School. It was a school where they taught younger classes of engineers coming in and architects as well, so it's a big thing. Today, the Flatiron Building is commonly used in television commercials and TV documentaries, and is an easily recognizable symbol of the city, shown, for instance, in the opening credits of Late Show with David Letterman, or in multiple scenes of TV shows, for example, Friends, Spin City, Veronica's Closet, The Murder, She Wrote, Godzilla, Daily Bugle, multiple of the Godzillas, actually, Sam's, Rammy's, Boys, Dynamite Comics, Damage Control, Marvel Universe, and CIA. So multiple famous and known shows this building is used in. And it's just a trademark. It's like a monument for New York. Every time people watching the show sees these buildings, they think of the city. They think of all the unique buildings and all the buildings that aren't in their city or where they live that are in New York. So that'll wrap it up for today's episode of Real Talk about Real Buildings with myself, Matt Roberts. Please join me again next week for another episode of a skyscraper from the Windy City.